don't know whether
28 people who have worked for the president, not just in close proximity, but in the Oval Office with him, who have come out publicly and expressed things of this sort.
Billionaire tech guy Bill Ackman. This guy has been a moderate Dem his entire life, post-October 7th. Woke up, I would say kindly or generously or gently nudging him to kind of come around and say he was going to vote for Trump, which he has. And here he is on CNBC debunking more of this nonsensical hoax.
He goes on to say that Trump had made admiring statements to him about Hitler, you're Jewish and care about Israel, had expressed contempt for disabled veterans, and had characterized those who died on the battlefield for the U.S. as losers and suckers. How do you get your head around that?
Well, one, it's one person stating a series of things, which I don't know whether...
There are 28 people who have worked for the president, not just in close proximity, but in the Oval Office with him, who have come out publicly and expressed things of this sort.
Actually, Kamala Harris lost 92% of her staff, too. But
that's actually, I think that's a relevant sort of point. So if you want to talk about, I don't...
By the way, I just want one piece on that. There are people who would argue that maybe she was not an organized person and was not a good executive in that regard, right? But I don't know of anybody who came out publicly against Kamala Harris claiming that she was for Hitler, that she was against the Constitution, that she was calling people who died on the battlefield on our behalf losers. Let's stipulate that.
Okay. Let me address. Number one, I don't think Trump is for Hitler. Okay, I think that's absurd. Okay.
And you know
first of all,
why say it when you know that?
Hey, I get this is my hour.
I know. Go
Maybe you give me an hour.
I mean,
okay, let's see how long it takes.
Please.
You know it's not true. Why say it?
So one, Trump's not for Hitler. Most of Trump's friends are Jewish. He grew up in the New York City real estate community. He's got a daughter who's Jewish. He's got grandchildren who's Jewish. Right. He was probably the most pro-Israel president in terms of committing to do things and actually executing on them.
He said.
Moving the embassy, delivering the control of the Golan Heights to Israel.
By the way, I'm just asking the question. I
think it's absurd.
Okay, so we're going to show you a bit more in just a second, but on its face, just this Hitler thing as it pertains to Donald Trump in his own life, right? Being around New York State real estate, a lot of Jewish people involved in that, his own children, literally his children and grandchildren and everything else. And you can see Sorkin, the host of the show, it's just like you would never grill anyone on the right who suddenly became a lefty. You would never grill them that way. Also, the fact that after 8 years of Trump at this point, 9 years of basically since he started running for president the first time around, that they still don't understand how he plays with language and uses sarcasm and everything else. And also that they think words. He said this thing about the guy who whatever, that matters more than, say, moving the embassy to Jerusalem or several of the other things that he did. And, how about peace in the Middle East, which we had under Donald Trump, which clearly we don't have anymore. Anyway, Ackman continued.
Let's talk about team for a moment, because it's not really Trump versus Harris. It's the Trump team versus the Harris team, right? So what have we seen? So Trump's picked J.D. Vance as his vice president. Walz is a self-described knucklehead, right? I can't imagine a world in which this guy is president of the United States. And you have to look at the vice president as a potential president of the United States. So that's, right. If I line them up, you've got a guy who grew up in a very, very challenged environment, addiction, family, rural America, makes his way to Yale, armed forces. Now he's, venture capitalist, senator, extremely articulate, obviously highly intelligent. So you compare and contrast. You have Elon Musk, who's probably one of the most consequential, certainly consequential business leaders 100%. In the world. It's proven he can take on 12 things at the same time and change the world. Okay, who's going to take? He put himself out here in this election, and first the only one talking about government efficiency, right? And Trump's all in. By the way, RFK. Okay, RFK is a highly intelligent, capable person, and he's focused on a couple of issues that mean a lot to me. Number one, the food industrial complex, what's happened to the health of Americans over the last couple of decades. He's going to focus on that. I think that is a critically important issue. I think examining the 73-shot regime that we give our kids is worth.
Okay, now you see why I wanted to show you that clip, because the point here is that this is not just straight up Kamala versus Donald Trump. It's about teams, and that gets to the wide 10 thing and the alliance that I've been talking about and everything else. And what we can see what a Donald Trump team looks like with Elon and RFK and Tulsi. Like, you can start, and perhaps Bill Ackman and David Sachs, you can start seeing, oh, there's interesting people from all lines of work who know how to build things, who have worked in the private sector, who are respected, they understand organization, and he could do it better this time than he did it last time. And I say that, as you know, as someone that one of my main reasons for not supporting him during the primary was I was afraid that that could not happen. It happened, and now I've acknowledged it, and that's reality. The question with Kamala is, what is her team? Walz? You think Walz could be president? He's less qualified than her. You think that guy could intimidate any world leader in a room? And who are they going to surround themselves with besides radical leftists? Where are the industry leaders? Mark Cuban. Like, where are the people? Who is the brain trust behind them? We've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now, one doctor says that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Layke, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. They hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some can even be harmful to your skin, he said. Recently, Dr. Layke has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? So he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. His personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it can take years or even decades off your appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Layke has released a step-by-step video to the public, free and uninterrupted, where he outlines exactly how to use this simple solution from home. The video has gone viral. At first, it was shared by users on Facebook, but since then, it's racked up over 2.3 million views and counting. So far, the comments and feedback have been outstanding, with thousands of women reporting they look decades younger. You can find out more about this for yourself. Go to bhmd1.com/Rubin or click the link in the description box below. Again, that's bhmd1.com/Rubin. Again, watch the video at bhmd1.com/Rubin right now or click the link in the description box below.